Hey guys, Christina Regine here. Today we are making a creamy tomato and spinach pasta with ham. It is super good and full of flavor. So let's get started. Start by cooking the pasta. Just cook it as directed and use either penne, rigatoni, or any short pasta you like. Also, do not discard all of the water from the pasta. You should save some for the sauce. Now let's start by peeling our tomatoes. Cut slits into the skin of each tomato 4 times, turning the tomato after each slice. Don't cut in too deep, only go into the skin. And once you are done cutting the slits, place the tomato in a pot of boiling water for about 10-20 seconds. Roll the tomato around in the water with a spoon, then remove it from the pot. And you can see here that a little piece of the skin has come off slightly from the tomato. So now let's take it out with the spoon and be careful not to burn yourself. And now I am putting in another tomato. Just roll it around a little bit and then you can take it out of the pot after a few seconds. So once the tomatoes are out of the water, give them a couple of seconds to cool off before removing the skin. Use a knife to peel off the skin, and you can see how easily the skin comes off without having to butcher the tomato. By the way, I am using Roma tomatoes for this recipe, but San Marzano tomatoes work great too. Before moving on to make the sauce, make sure you cook the pasta first and save some of the water from it. Now to a large pot over medium heat, add 3 tablespoons of olive oil and 1 stick of salted butter. Once the butter has melted, add 4 minced garlic cloves, stir, and cook for 2 minutes. Add 1 chopped onion and cook for another 2 minutes. Now let's add our ham. Use 1 pound of cooked ham. Add 2 tablespoons of tomato paste and stir until everything is well coated with the tomato paste. And now let's add our tomatoes. Once again, I am using 3 Roma tomatoes. Stir them in, and then we can add our seasonings. Add 1 tablespoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1 teaspoon of thyme. Stir the pot, and we actually have more seasonings to add later, but for now we're gonna stir. And then let's add some reserve water from the pasta. I am using 1 cup of water, but I recommend that you start with less and stir as you are adding because perhaps you might want your sauce to be thicker. Add 2 sachets of sazon accent, 1 tablespoon of adobo, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and half a teaspoon of crushed red pepper. Stir the pot, and don't worry about the order in which I added my seasonings, like how I added seasoning before adding the pasta water and how I just added some after. You can and should just add all of your seasonings at the same time, and whether you do so before or after adding the pasta water is up to you. Now let's add 2 chopped scallions and 1 chopped shallot. Add 1 fresh sprig of oregano with the stem removed, and 3 fresh basil leaves. Add 3 cups of spinach. Stir, and the spinach will reduce in the pot. Now these ingredients, the fresh herbs and spinach, should be added after you add this reserved pasta water to the pot so that the fresh herbs can boil in the sauce and you can get that infusion of the flavor from the herbs. Now we want our sauce to be nice and creamy, so I have a 1/3 cup of mayo. To add the mayo, measure out the mayo and mix it with some of the sauce and chunks in the pot to help dissolve the mayo so that way it can incorporate fully into the pot once we add it. So just pour the mixture into the pot and add 1/2 cup of heavy cream and stir. And you can see here how nice and creamy the sauce got from the mayo and heavy cream. And finally, let's add our pasta. Use a 1-pound box of pasta. It could be penne or rigatoni or any short pasta you like. Stir and let it cook for just 5 minutes. And here is our delicious and creamy tomato spinach pasta. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you like this recipe. For more recipes, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks once again. See ya.